Hey everyone, these are my top 10 tips for getting around in the depths. These are also my only 10 tips. That's all I could come up with. So the first one kind of goes without saying, I think. On the surface, you can find caves all over the place. Anytime you see a cave, side of a hill, go inside, you'll find Brightbloom Seeds. Then you can press R and hold up on the D-pad. You can use Y to sort by your most used items, and these will quickly become your most used items, likely. So you toss these around, you light up the area. Now you can see. Cool. But if it's your first time being down in the depths, what you can do on the surface is go and get these Skyview Towers. Because if you have the Skyview Tower for the area you're currently underground in, then what you can do is, what I'm doing right now, I'm selecting the, overworld map, and then I go back into the game, and now my map in the bottom right shows the overworld map instead of the empty void that you have down in the depths when you first visit there before you discover the Lightroot seeds. So it at least gives you an idea of where you're going. Because the depths map and the overworld map are just a copy of each other. There's going to be some rocks and walls in the way and stuff you have to climb, but this will at least give you a better idea of which direction you're headed in. And on that note, the direction you want to be headed in a lot of the time is towards these Lightroot seeds. And if on the surface you have a shrine, then what you can do is just, place your marker right beside it. And then you go down into the depths, and there are always shrines and light roots. They line up perfectly with each other. And then even the name of the light root is just the shrine spelled backwards. So if you're trying to get around, find the nearest light root seed to light up that area, just look for the nearest shrine on your surface map. So here, if I even, select my surface map and then I go back down to the depths, I know that there's a tree right here because I can see that there is a shrine right here on my map. You can use this in reverse as well. So if I already have the Lightroot seed, then you can quickly check on the overworld map. Like, okay, yeah, I have the Lightroot seed. Let's look up, and do I have that shrine? And if you don't, you can place a marker right there and then go and grab it. So for number 3, this same idea also works with the Bargainer statue and the Goddess statues. So at the Spring of Power, we know that there's a Goddess shrine. And then if we look right below the Goddess shrine, it's a Bargainer statue. And the Bargainer statues you have to unlock through another quest that starts on the Great Plateau. I can link that video in the description. But once you talk to all these Bargainer statues, they will start to give you more items you can buy from them with the Poe souls. And some of those items include these Gloom clothes I'm wearing right now. There's 3 pieces. There's also a headpiece that I don't have on at the moment. But these will allow you to tank some of the damage from standing in the Gloom. So if I come down here and I can stand in this, and you can see these 2 hearts get eaten up before my actual hearts get damaged. And then this will recharge over time. Alright, going back to the overworld and underworld maps, they also show you where the impassable walls are. So if you're, trying to get over this way, right? I put a map marker here because I know I need to go in this direction. But then I hit this giant wall and I don't know how to get around it. Like, oh, can I climb this? Can I not? It's all covered in darkness. I can't tell. But all you have to do is look at the overworld map. And, if there's a big body of water like this, that means in the depths, it's going to be an impassable wall. So that can be used in a few other areas as well. Let's just take a look maybe at Rito Village for no particular reason. It is surrounded by water. So if you were, say, standing right here, trying to get towards Rito Village because your map marker's there, you'd be banging your head against the wall saying, how do I get past it? Well, because it's an impassable wall, there must be an entrance above it in Rito Village. So you can go to the surface and look for that. this same idea applies to another island just to the east of Hyrule Castle. So this island right here, surrounded by water. If we look at the depths, again, you know, we see this empty void around it. And on the surface, we don't see, you know, these, you know, giant red markers for an entrance to the depths on this island. So there's got to be one that's hidden. So if you go to this island, there's actually an entrance on the southwest side into the depths. All right, my next tip is about Gloom recipes and healing the hearts that you've taken. So now I have 3 missing hearts because of Gloom damage. And if I want to heal that, a really good way to do it is just using Sundelions and incorporating those in recipes. So if I take like 3 of these and mix it, say, with like a Hyrule herb or an apple, then I can get a recipe that heals those diminished hearts. And don't mix and match the recipes too much. I usually stick to just the Sundelions and like one other thing, because if you start adding in other items, you might end up getting a different dish that's not going to heal the Gloom damage. So do like, you know, 3-4 Sundelions and then an apple with it. But that's not the only way you can heal them. You can also go back up into the sunlight. Or once you activate a Lightroot, then you'll be able to go back into the light of the Lightroot and heal those hearts. For tip number 6, I'd say that, you know, put points into stamina, because when this area is surrounded in complete darkness, it can be a bit hard to see where you're going, of course. And you'll be flying over big gaps, right? So you want to have a lot of stamina, and then you might end up just on your journey there flying right into a wall, and you don't know if you should keep climbing or not, and if you should drop and try to fly more and find safe ground. But putting points into stamina early on, you know, affords you the ability to make more mistakes like that and get to where you're going in the depths. It also allows you to just run over this stuff a lot easier without worrying too much. And speaking of not worrying too much, when you've already taken damage, like I'm missing 3 hearts here, then I have a little bit of wiggle room, because I don't care about, you know, these hearts taking Gloom damage, right? It's not affecting my hearts which are currently already healed. It's just affecting the ones which aren't. So, you know, don't be afraid to just run through this stuff sometimes and tank the damage on your way to the next Lightroot. All right, speaking of flying around and climbing walls in the depths, if you're ever looking for somewhere to land, keep an eye out for the post holes. They're always going to be in a flat surface. They're never going to be on the side of a tree or the side of a mountain. They're always going to be somewhere flat, so you know it's a safe area to walk. And for the most part, you know, they're not going to be in the Gloom either. I mean, I know I can see some here, but large in part, they're always going to be by themselves, so you know it's just a safe spot to walk. Plus, you can see the Gloom anyways all the time. It's red, it's bright. So, you know, if it's mixed in with some post holes, you already know that. So if I'm flying above this and it's in complete darkness, then at least I know, like, okay, I can land right here and this is going to be safe. All right, the next one is to keep an eye out for these big, giant white stone towers that are all lit up. Whenever you see these are, you know, a gateway to the surface. You can use Ascend on these and get back up to the top if you need to. Or if you're just curious what's up there, you know, maybe it's an area you are having trouble getting into or haven't been able to explore. So keep that in mind as well when you see these. All right, second last one is to keep an eye out for these octagons that appear all over the place in the depths. They're, you know, quite scattered everywhere, and every single one of these is going to have some building materials. So if there's a Lightroot in the area you're having trouble finding, or in an area you're having trouble crossing, this building platform might be just what you need. And that, in combination with auto build, you know, might have some of the parts that you're looking for. And then you can use a bit of materials to just, you know, auto build the rest of it. So that could be really helpful for just, you know, clearing a gap or getting somewhere high to reach that next Lightroot. All right, my final tip is to keep an eye out for treasure chests. When you're in the sky, you'll sometimes find chests that contain old maps, which will lead you down to the depths and put this X on your map here. So right now you can see I have this X on my map. Gonna lead me to this chest, and this chest will always have like something really cool in it. So in this one, I'm getting the cap of the hero. It's always gonna have like some sort of unique clothing item, a lot of the DLC stuff from Breath of the Wild, and that pedestal you saw me standing on, it's the chest with the lights on either side. You're gonna see those scattered all over the place. So yeah, keep an eye for those because they can have some pretty sweet stuff. That's it for this video. If you have any questions, let me know. Likes, comments, always appreciated. Till next time, bye for now.